can see if we go all the way top here at 5 volts, it's showing here roughly 94% of what the mass airflow sensor can register in grams per second. If we go and do a mild rescale, if we go from 2.5 pipe to a 3-inch pipe for the MAF housing size, that would scale it out by 15%. So you'd be okay to highlight the entire MAF table here and scale it by 15%. But if you're finding that you need to scale it 30% or more, you may not want to go and change that. You may want to just absorb that in the K-multiplier. Using my Excel spreadsheet, it'll spit that value out and give you the corrected value that you need to enter in there. So hopefully that makes sense. So we have our MAF flow sensors A and B. I'm not going to edit those. We're going to leave those alone. Now we do have our other map here, other map slots. We're not going to be changing those. We see the reference only load point scaler. We see that we've changed that to 12 milliseconds. That's the same thing here. So we've already updated some of the scaling. Let's go here to ignition timing. Now nothing in here should have to be changed because we're going to be running the arc feature on this. So we're essentially bypassing any of the burn rate tables, which make things a little bit harder to deal with, especially forced induction. I like to go and use straightforward spark timing values so we can be very crystal clear of what we're trying to do and accomplish with our spark timing. We don't have to worry about, is our burn rate value too low or too high? Their values are odd to work with, so we're going to be definitely implementing the arc license and bypassing and using simplified timing with the arc license, bypassing any of the ignition control that we need to worry about within ignition timing. Now cam phasing here, we find that we have our VVEL and the actual variable cam. Now it's just on the intake cam on this engine. We see that we have our cold advance, that's our variable cam cold. We have our main drivability, and then finally down here we have our cam advance watt. Now, a few things about this. I've been having some mixed results in the last few months with 370Zs. It appears that the coding in the background isn't right. Now, under normal conditions, if everything was going to work properly and function properly, we would just be able to edit our cam advance watt table here and make our changes here, and that would deal with the wide open throttle area of operation. And then we would have our cold advance and our main drivability. We could leave those alone, leave all the stock values in there and let it function and work just as intended. However, I've noticed that it seems to be, again, some kind of a coding problem, and I have to go and edit all of these the same, and the cam advance watt doesn't really seem to do anything. I don't know if that's some kind of a discrepancy going on. I don't know what's going on in the coding. I have to go and actually send a support ticket to Uprev to take a look at this, because this is something that it seems like it's focusing and using our cam advance cold table more than any of the other tables here, even when the engine's up to operating temperature, which signifies that there's some kind of a coding problem within the actual file structure here. So what I'm going to do is zero this out right off the bat here and start off my calibration process with all of my tables 0. And that should then allow me to go back in and deal with this. Now, some of our tables here are based on percentage opening, which is our throttle opening, 0 to 100%. Some of our tables here are based on base fuel schedule. So what I have noticed is that the base fuel schedule specific tables that are referencing this, so the high det tables, seems to be what it references for the cam advance values that it wants to run, just for reference sake. So zeroing out these tables allows us to calibrate everything and then expose what's going on with our variable cam. We can start to play with that and tune that out once we get things going in some of our future videos here in the live training here for the 370. I'll show you how to go and actually determine what's going to be the optimal cam angle movement for a turbo application. That might be different for a supercharger, but you'll get the idea of what you need to do. So I'm going to start off with all these tables zeroed out. So everything here, all of our cold tables, drivability tables, and watt table, because again, I don't know quite which table it's sourcing. It should not source the cold table when the engine's warm, but I've noticed that it does that. Software quirk or something going on in the background. So we've zeroed out all of our cam advance just to kind of get things going. Now, if we go down here, we have our VVEL cam. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.